Just gonna get on here real quick, man. Voice something real quick. Maybe this can relate to somebody. I don't know, but I would say this. Uh, Imagine a woman that is, let's say, 40. She maybe got like 6, 7 kids. One of them probably still in, like elementary school. Um, she's not in the best shape. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but she used to have this cheerleading dream of being a cheerleader, having this dream of being a cheerleader. And, this is her reality. Now, of course, somebody can put you on some team or whatever, but you being a cheerleader for the Cowboys, or something like that, it's like, no, it's kind of out of the field. You know what I'm saying? And we have to recognize when certain things just out of the field, like men. You know what I'm saying? Say if he wanted to be a professional basketball player and he's 50 years old. Some things you got to kind of let those dreams go away. You know what I'm saying? Because the time has passed. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with allowing that time to pass. Because you might have had something to do that was important to make sure you do what you need to do for your other dreams. That one dream just shouldn't be the main dream, you know what I'm saying? And having you feeling down like you haven't accomplished anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure in life, let's say you wanted to go to Vegas, that's a dream that's accomplished and, still feasible. You can be 100 years old and still go to Vegas. You understand what I'm saying? But you being a cheerleader, you're, you know, 200 overweight, you know what I'm saying? You got 4 kids, and some of those kids in elementary school, so that means you can't go on a tour dates and all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so certain things you just have to give it up, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It's just a reality check. Be proud of the things that you have accomplished. You know what I'm saying? Be proud of the things that you have done. And even if you did it in, your high school years, or you did it in your adult years, that's cool. But if those dreams that you once want to do, you know what I'm saying, and you never did it, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? And don't force it on your kids. Don't try to make your kids live through that. You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing? Let me wave at some of y'all saying hi. Thanks for joining in. You know what I'm saying? But it's just something that uh, we got to take a look at when it comes down to parenting and stuff like that. Don't, we might not achieve all this. This is a quote from Tupac. He said, uh, in the event of my demise, when my heart can beat no more, I hope I die for a principle or belief I have lived for. I have filled the shadow of death, and so much I have accomplished before I reach my death. I have come to grips with the possibility and wipe the last tear from my eye. I love all who was positive in the event of my demise. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things that you do, man, like, be happy and positive, knowing that, whatever you have done, like, be happy that, some things that we look for, that we didn't do, might have been just for the better. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people that come here, right, to LA, and they have these hopes and dreams, right? Oh yeah, when I get there, boy, I'm gonna be the richest. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And man, next thing you know, these motherfuckers get a rude awakening because it's really, really hard. And some people ain't got the ambitious attitude about going through some shit to get to where they need to get. Some people think that it was supposed to be just like a lay down thing, and you get your jollies off, but no, you got to work hard for this. You know what I'm saying? And because people tell you, oh man, LA is a very expensive place to live. Yeah, but only to the people that don't want to hustle. Only to the people that don't want to get out and, you know, grind. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you gotta grind. You gotta be a Jamaican. You gotta have like 7, 8, 9 different type of hustles around here. You know what I'm saying? And that keeps you on your feet. But some people won't live that. Some people want uh this fairy tale to come true where somebody just come swoop them off their feet, some agent come to their house and knock on their door. And I'm here to tell you that is possible. It is possible if you put yourself out there though. You know what I'm saying? True story. When I was a kid, you know, I used to draw and send this thing in for the school. You used to have it on TV. It was the Charles Schultz Art Institute of Minneapolis, right? And I was a little kid. I used to send that shit off or whatever. I was a little kid. Fast forward, I'm 20 some years old. That was like when I was 7, 10, something like that. Fast forward when I was 22, my mama passed away. I lived in another state. I was married, and these people got in touch with me. They sent me a letter, a test, and all this stuff, and I had a little letter saying, man, I know that, you know, things might have been difficult or something, and we checking back with you, see if you're ready for it. Man, I did that test. Maybe like 2 or 3 days, somebody called me on the phone like, hey, we in the neighborhood, and we want to see if we could come through and see some of your artwork. You know what I'm saying? It was a recruiter from the college. Okay, you know, needless to say, I was the third person it was 15 out of 300 people that was getting chosen for this school. I was the third person. So, needless to say, man, somebody can knock on your damn door and get you to do some shit. But it was the steps that I took when I was a little kid, man, to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, somehow they tracked me down, you know what I'm saying, in a whole different state. And it is what it is. But I would say this, man, all your dreams that you want, you know what I'm saying? If you're a little bit too old for that dream, you know what I'm saying? Set that shit to the side, man. Don't even worry about that no more. You know what I'm saying? Start doing some shit that you know that you can do, that you can accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Most people hang on to some shit that they knew that they should have did in high school or something. Man, I could have been this, I could have been. Well, okay, you didn't do that. All right, what's the next thing? What's the next step? Go to the next step. And that's how you be successful in life, man. You know what I'm saying? Some shit you just probably got too old for it. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Some of these people, you know, they 50, 60 years old still trying to rap. I get it. I get it. If you wasn't a rapper back then when you was young and still rapping, you know, that's okay. You know, if you was a rapper back in the day, like say Kool Moe Dee, say Big Daddy Kane's LL, if they rapping and still rapping today, that's what they do, that's what they did. But if you 50 years old and you still trying to rap, go to the next thing, bro. You should have been going to the next motherfucking thing, you know, because even some of the rappers move over to acting, you know what I'm saying? Filmmaking, you know, sports, you know, whatever the fuck, you know, that keeps life going. Because some people get stuck, man, and that's how the depression sit in. Like, man, I'm supposed to be the greatest football player ever. How long you were supposed to be that? You know what I'm saying? How long was you supposed to keep this restaurant? How long, you know, like, did you think that you were supposed to live and die like that? Like, some things you got to let go, man. Some shit you just have to let go in life and just like, hey, you know what? I did it. I did it. You understand what I'm saying? I hope some of my people out there, man, if y'all understand what I'm saying, tap that button. You know what I'm saying? Tap the screen. I'm sorry. Tap that screen. Because what I'm saying is you have to be content within to say, you know what? I did that shit. Like, I'm a nigga that used to have a Chinese restaurant. I can't sit there and worry about that I don't have it no more. You know what I'm saying? I can say I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I did that, like a real Chinese restaurant, not no somebody that was cooking the cuisine. No, I'm talking about it was owned by Ping Pong. Jackie Chan and them. You know what I'm saying? They They signed it over to a Negro. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's the biggest thing ever accomplished that a Chinese person sold a black man a Chinese restaurant. Shh, you ain't never heard about that. You don't never hear about that. Never. That means I gotta be a good person. I gotta be a person who somebody is trustworthy or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That we can own a Chinese restaurant that was owned. And look, the Chinese restaurant was in business for like 60 years, right? And out of those 60 years, we had it for 8, me and my wife. So it's like, shit, that's gangster. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how gangster you can really want to get, but that's gangster, man. How many of y'all know a black person literally, you know, what they will say, you know, I'm cut with something, you know, all this old curly ass hair. Anyway, how many of y'all know black owned Chinese restaurants? And I'm serious. Can anyone of y'all, you know, tell me, y'all got a friend that you personally know that owns a Chinese restaurant and he is soul brother. But to be able to do that, man, to be able to have fun like that, man, to have people trusting you, you got to be a good person. And one of my things in life, even though I'm a artist, I do airbrushing, I tattoos, I make film, I'm an actor, you know, all this shit. I also cook. I love cooking. My mother told me to get in that kitchen because these little fast tail ass little girls ain't gonna always be around. So you better get in this kitchen and learn how to cook. And that's what I did. I learned how to cook, man. So when something like a Chinese restaurant, and I'm from St. Louis, we got, you know, we got the Chinese restaurant. You know what I'm saying? You know, I took pride into that, you know what I'm saying? Because it was the same food, you know, and my friends and family had come in from St. Louis and they want to try the rest, you know, and they was like, man, it's like the Lou, man. It's like the Lou. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because some people, they'll never believe in you. You know what I'm saying? Some people wouldn't even give you a helping hand to try to keep it going or make it go or whatever. So I appreciate the people that actually came through, supported me, the lovely people that was here in Los Angeles, you know, the city workers and stuff like that used to always faithfully come through, you know what I'm saying? But those things I had to put aside. I still have the business, but the thing is, it's like some things that even though we did it for 8 years, how long was I supposed to do it? You see what I'm saying? Because I got other shit I want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? You can see me on Criminal Minds and Californications and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I did that too. So when the industry right now that's going so weak here, and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I did that too. So when the industry right now that's going so weak here,